Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on BetCrafts. Another very beautiful day, a beautiful Tuesday morning. We're back with our predictions as usual. We always look at football games that are happening across the globe, and we select a few of these matches, and also take a look in the previous results of these very games. Using those results, we always come up with the best possible verdict for each of these matches. That's what we do on a daily basis, and we are about to do today once again. All right, we have so many games. That's going on today, but we select at least five of them that we look into, and we're about to present those five to you in a short while. But before we do that, we'll be asking those of us who are coming across our video for the first time that are yet to subscribe, take our time to hit the subscription button right now so that you won't be missing out on our, football predictions that will always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. All right, just make sure you do that, hit the subscription button, and also turn on the notification button so that each time we make videos like this, you always get notified easily. So that being said, without further ado, we'll head to the business of today, and we'll be starting with the first match. It is in English Premier League, where we have Manchester City will be coming up against Bournemouth. All right, when you look at the recent statistics for each of these two sides, you can see Manchester City, the home side, it is a 4 victories and a draw in the last 6 matches. They've also lost 1 out of those games, and Bournemouth, on the other hand, have won just 2 games and 3 draws, also losing 1 match in the last 6 matches that they had. And when you look at how the two teams fared from home and away basis, you could see that playing from home, Manchester City have actually won 7 matches in the last 10 home games. They've had a draw, but have lost 2 games, all right? And away side, Bournemouth have had 4 victories and 5 draws in the last 10 away games. They've also had a loss that was just once in the last 10 away matches, okay? But last time both teams met, it was Man City who won. That was in the FA Cup. And we also saw Bournemouth beating this very side by 2 goals to 1. But in this very occasion, we are going for the City side to achieve a result here, knowing that a victory here is quite important for the home side City, for them to cement their position in the Champions League for next season. So we expect to see the home side doing very well here, because this very match does not do so. A winner or a loss for Bournemouth, has no effect on the outcome of the season for them. So we expect to see the home side doing very well and winning out shortly here. A very important match for Man City, home win. That's what we expect, okay? And the next, also in the Premier League, we have Crystal Palace, who recently won the FA Cup against Man City in the weekend. We expect we have Crystal Palace coming up against the Wolverhampton Wanderers, all right? And, for Crystal Palace, the last 6, they've actually won 3 games and 3 draws as well, and away side, Wolves have had 4 victories and 2 losses out of the last 6 games that they had, all right? When you look at the performances from home and away basis, you can see that the home side, the Crystal Palace, have done very well, winning 6 games in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 2 draws, but have lost 2 games as well in the last 10 home games that they had. And the away side, Wolves, on the other hand, have managed to achieve 5 victories and a draw, and losing 4 matches in the last 10 away games. Wolves have been doing very well. We saw them defeating the likes of United and the rest of them. And on head-to-head basis, the last time the both teams met was a 2-2 draw. It was Wolves who played from home. The first leg of their meeting, was a 2-2 draw. That was in November of last year. But in this very one, we're giving it to either side to win, noting that a win or a loss for each of these sides does not have any effect on the outcome of the season for both sides. So we expect either side winning here. That's what we expect. 12. That's what value for that very game. All right. And the next game that we have for you is in Latvia Premier League, where we have Ayuda coming up against Dugafields. All right. For Ayuda, it is 2 victories and a draw. They've also lost 3 games in the last 6 games that they had so far. And the away side that the Dugafields have won 2 games and a draw, also losing 3 matches. And when you look at how the two teams fared from home and away basis, you can see playing from home, Ayuda, the home side, have actually won 5 matches in the last 10 home games. They've also had a draw as well as 4 losses. And the away side, on the other hand, have had just 2 victories and 2 draws in the last 10 away games that they had. Also, they have lost 6 games out of those. The last 2 away games that they had so far, sort of losing. The last away game they had was against Rigas FS, and we saw them losing 5 goals to 1 on that occasion. And we expect to see, although the last meeting between the two sides saw the home side winning by 2 goals to 1. All right, but in this one, we're expecting the home side, Ayuda, to take the day in this very encounter. So it is at home side to win out shortly. That's what value for that very game. All right, the next destination for today is a Norwegian Cup where we'll have Steve back who will be up against John Delein. All right, for Steve back, the home side, it is 4 victories and a draw in the last 6 matches, as well as 1 loss. And the away side, John Delein have had just 1 win and a draw, losing 4 games in the last 6 recent encounters. All right, when you look at how the two teams have fared on home and away basis, you can see that playing from home and the home side, Steve back have actually won 3 games and 3 draws in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 4 losses. All right, and the away side, John Delein have actually done very well from away, winning 6 games and a draw in the last 10 away games, also losing just 3. All right, and looking at the score line for each of these teams, you could see that for the home side, they've actually produced lots of goals in the last 10 home matches. They've actually had over 2.57 times out of 10, and the away side, on the other hand, also have seen a very similar outcome. All right, also seeing over 2.56 times out of 10. Okay, when you put all that together, noting the fact that the last time they met, it was a 4-0 victory for Steve back on that very occasion. And prior to that, we also saw John Delein winning from home by 3 goals to 0 against his brother. So as a matter of fact, the last 3 meetings between two sides have always produced lots of goals, and we are going for goals as well at this one. I was supposed to see a minimum of 3 goals, over 2.5. That's what value for that very game. All right, that takes us to the next, which is going to be the last for today. It is in Egyptian League Cup, where we'll have National Bank of Egypt who will be up against Modern Future. All right, and when you look at the recent games for these two sides, you can see that National Bank have won 3 games and 2 draws in the last recent 6 matches that they had. They've also lost 1, and the away side Future have won 3 games, 2 draws, as well as losing 1 in the last 6 games that they had. All right, when you look at how the two teams have fared on home and away basis, you could see that National Bank of Egypt is a side that have been doing so very well at the same time. You could see in the away games, in the home games that they've had so far, they've actually won 5 out of those. They've also had 4 draws as well as 1 loss. And we saw them defeating the likes of Pyramid, the last home game they had where they won against Pyramid by 4 goals to 2. That tells you a lot about this very side. They also had a 2-2 draw against Zamalek and the rest of them. And away side Future have won 2 games in the last 10 away matches, also having 4 draws as well as 4 losses in the last 10 away games that they had so far. So it is 2 wins, 4 draws, and 4 losses for the away side Future. And when you look at how the two teams fared on head-to-head basis, it was National Bank who won the last time they met, by 2 goals to 0 against this very side. And also prior to that, we saw National Bank defeating this very side by 1 goal to 0. And judging by the form of the home side, we do not expect to see them losing here. We expect to see the home side either winning or drawing in this very account. National Bank to either win or draw. That's what value for that very game. And that brings our predictions for you today on Betcraft to conclusion. We wish you the very best of luck and hope you take it goes green. Also remember to play responsibly, as these are football matches. Sometimes it may not be exactly what it seems. All right, that being said, remember to like our video. Remember to share. Tomorrow is another day. We'll be back with our predictions. Do not miss out. But until that time, keep winning.